Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I'm so excited to be with you today and bring to you the Honeybee Home Bundle. It is a beautiful bundle. It has these really fun flowers, leaves that are in here, and of course bumblebees, which we love those, right? I've also paired this card with the beautiful shapes dies. I really love these shapes, and I've used this double shape right here for this card. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be using the bundle and those dies to make our card today. All right, here we go. So we're going to start with our core. I'm going to move the card. Oh, actually, this one opens from the bottom, so that's what the inside looks like. I forgot to show you. And I really like doing this kind of ribbon technique, so we'll play with that as well. All right, so I have a piece of 4 1/4 by 11 cardstock, and that's when you cut it the long way, down the 8.5 inch side, all the way down. And we're going to go ahead and bring this together and use our bone folder to get our nice base. And because it's a black card base, I've added a piece of white on the inside. So let's just go ahead and add that. So we're going to go ahead and use our seal adhesive. Because you can't write on black except with a white chalk pen, which I do have in my online store, but sometimes you want to write in another color, and by putting a white core on your card, you can do that. So we got that part out of the way. Now we're going to build up a layering of this yellow, white, and then we're going to do these really cool shapes here. So let's go ahead and start with our yellow. I'm going to put my card aside temporarily until we're done. We're going to work on our yellow piece first. So I'm going to put my card, the card that we have glued together. We're going to work on these little guys first. So I've cut them out. You need 7 of them because there's 2 inside and 5 outside. So let's see if I have the right number. 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually had 8, but that's okay. So to get these like that, I have used my Stampin' blends, and I'm using the dark the name is now eluding me. Daffodil Delight Dark Stampin' Blend. Move the card to the corner there. And as you can see here on my paper, we need to put something underneath it. I'm using the brush tip, and I'm actually going to hold it, and I'm just going to stroke it from side to side off my paper. And then I'm going to flip it around and hold on there. And then I'll give it one more pass. I'm right-handed, so it's easier to do on this side, but if you're left-handed, you can switch it and then just set it to the side to dry. I think I missed that tip, so I'm gonna give it a little bit of color. So again, we're gonna do this for all of these. And I could have cut it out of the daffodil paper, but it wouldn't have the same look. I wanted it to have those dark and light tones in it, and by stroking the marker over the top, it helps me to get that effect. So we will go ahead, and as it fades, it's going to change in color slightly. I do like to go over twice. Okay, we're almost done. This is actually very soothing to color like this, I think. But I don't mind coloring. Some people don't really like it, but with these Stampin' blends, it makes coloring so easy. You can see how fast I'm filling these up. So we have 3 more. And one more. All right. Awesome. So that's that coloring. I'm gonna let those kind of do their thing. And we're gonna work on our bee here and our "You Are the Nicest" right here. So we're gonna go ahead and bring this white piece in, and I'm gonna grab my stamp, and we're using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it nice and inked up. And then I'm gonna bring it down here to the end so I can see what I'm doing, and I'm gonna go ahead and stamp that. There you go. Perfect. Now comes our little bee. So we're gonna stamp 2 bees, and I have this piece here. I can go ahead and attach this in a minute, so I'll set that to the side. We're gonna stamp 2 bees. We're gonna do this one for the inside. So we'll put him over here. And then this one is for the outside. And we'll put this one over here. Now we have to color them. I'm gonna get my stamp cleaner out real quick. You probably don't want to see me clean, but since it only takes a second, I'm just gonna take the time to do it. I don't have to worry about it. All right, so that part's done and out of the way. All right, so now we're going to color our bees, and we are using the color that I've already used here, this daffodil, and we're gonna do his body. All right, and then for the other bee, I've also done the body. Gosh, guys, I hope you can hear that, but that is like a very low flying plane. I don't know why that is happening, so I apologize for the noise. So there is the body. We're gonna do the top part of him and the legs. I'm gonna use the light basic black because I want it to be black but not super stark, because I want the black pieces on this actual stamped image to show darker. That was some crazy, wasn't it? Oh, I'm actually using the wrong color. Don't mind me as I picked up the wrong one. I'm like, why is this so light? So now it's going to be a lot darker, but that's okay. They'll blend together and they'll form their own color now that I've changed the look here. Oh my. It's going to be one of those days, I think. I'm also going to do this one's little feet here and its body. And I'm going to do the head in dark smoky slate, which is the color that I thought was the black. You guys were probably screaming at me going, that is not black. Fix it. Okay, also these pieces here in the wings, I'm going to go ahead and do those. And then I'm going to come over it with the light smoky slate and fill in. And then I'm using something really fun. It's called Wink of Stella pen. We'll do that at the end once we've cut these guys out, which is what we're going to do next. So we're done coloring. So get those out of the way. These are going to be die cut. So I will grab the die cut, the mini machine. I'm going to use the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. But while I had this in my way, I'm going to go ahead and attach this little piece on. All right. Let's move these to the side. Bring in our machine. All right, so we're going to use plate number 1, plate number 2, the cutting plate, and I'm going to grab my dies out. We need the 2 bees. We need, well, there's 3 bees in this die set, so we're going to get this guy that goes here, and then this one with the sideways wings. I think it's this one, yes. Okay. Put that die set to the side, and we'll bring these guys up here. All right, so we'll put this over the top. Hopefully I will do my best to cut it out properly. You never know, but I mean, all we can do is our best, right? So there's that one. We will stick this one next over the top. Just kind of wiggle it into place. I'm gonna put my plate over the top of that and hold them, and then shove that in the machine there and get it cranking. And when I get to them, I'm gonna have to move my hand up here to give it some hold and pressure so that I can crank that through. It's a very lightweight machine, and so it just needs you to hold on to it. Hey, not too bad. I mean, I've done better, but I've also done worse. So we're gonna roll with that. All right, and we will put our bees back on our die here. This is our magnetic sheet that I have my dies attached onto, which works wonders because you don't lose your dies when you have them on those sheets. Let's get the machine out of the way, bring our card back into place, and now we're ready to do our assembly. So we'll leave this to the side. I'm gonna attach these 2 layers together, which is our basic white and our daffodil. So the black piece was 4 1/4 by 11. This piece of yellow is our daffodil, and it's 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. And then our white is 3 1/2 by 5 1/2, and it's our basic white cardstock. The white for the inside was 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So those are the dimensions. We're gonna go ahead and attach these 2 pieces together. Just like that. Kind of get them layered up. Happy with my placement. All right. Now, I'm gonna kind of sit this where it's gonna live, okay? And I'm gonna figure out where I want these guys to be. And you can see that they're all a little bit different based on, I'm gonna make sure I have the fronts facing up. There we go. Oh goodness, okay. Based on how much I put on them is how they look, and they're still drying, so it'll be a little bit, but I love the look of them by coloring that way. You get just a better look. So we're gonna put these down here. We're gonna kind of line them underneath this piece. So we wanna kind of lay them out how we want them to look. So we'll put this guy up here maybe. I'm gonna bring this one down a little bit more. We'll put this guy up here, maybe like this. And then we want to stick one of these next to it. So maybe that one, like that. And then down at the bottom, how about this guy? It's going to be right in here. I'm going to actually lower this a little bit more. Maybe like that. And then I have to pick one for the top. So we'll pick this one. We'll put this one here like so. I'm gonna lift this up. And then let's go ahead and put it down and see if we are happy with that placement. I think that's pretty good. I'm just gonna slide these up slightly. I don't want it quite that far down, I think. That looks good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to slowly pick them up one at a time. I'm going to grab my silicone mat because I'm going to be putting adhesive on the backs of them. And we're just going to run that adhesive on the back. And then I have a tweezer that I like to use when I'm doing things with a lot of wet glue, so I don't get it all over my hand and on my project. Kind of hold the things with the tweezer, and I'm just going to lay it down so that it's straight. And then I will wiggle it into place right about where I want it. That looks good there. Now we can pick this one up because we know where it's going to go. So I just do one at a time. And that way, it helps to line it up. Once you lay it out the way you want, you're going to, like I said, you're going to pick them up. I'm going to do this one first because that will help me to line those two up. So we will put adhesive. And then by me placing this one here, then these two will line up to this one. So we'll do one at a time. And we'll get it into place. All right. These, the fun about coloring these is you get all the looks, which is what honeycomb looks like, right? It's not perfect. Some of it is dark, some of it is light, depending on how much the bees have pollinated it and deposited their pieces into the honeycomb. So that is that. So let's go ahead and use our dimensionals here. I gotta find mine. I know it, there they are. I'm like, I know that they're here somewhere. So we're gonna go ahead and put on the 4 corners. And then I'm gonna put one in the middle, just like that. All right, and we will use my take your pick tool. We'll pull the backs off of these guys. I love using that because it helps me to know that my pieces are not going to end up on the floor. All right, that looks pretty awesome. Oh, I cannot glue that down yet. I just got an alarm went off in my brain. Let's flip it back over. We forgot the ribbon. Of course, you guys were probably screaming at me, ribbon! All right, so this ribbon is going to lay across this piece, approximately in the center of these two pieces, right? And I want to make sure that it is where I want it to be, center-wise, and it is. So I'm going to lift this part up, and I'm going to put a line of this where it's going to hide underneath that piece, and we're going to use it to attach our ribbon. Now we can attach that to the front. And then I'm also going to put some on the back. I'll show you in a minute. To secure this piece down. So we'll just lay that along there. And then this whole piece is going to get attached oh my goodness, doesn't want to grab. There we go. Sometimes this adhesive gives me a little bit of trouble, but for the most part, I love it. I love how sticky it is. That's my favorite part about it. So we're going to attach this to the top of our card. That's the first place. Make sure the two black sides on either side are about even. I'm going to hold my fingers up there. And then I will attach it slowly down. And then I will trim off the excess with my paper snips. All right. So there is where we're at so far. I think it looks pretty good. I think I need to move this slightly down. There we go. Yes, that looks good now. Now we're going to put our big guy in the middle. So I need to get another dimensional. Put one on him and grab my take your pick tool. And we will attach him right there in the center. Looks good to me. What do you guys think? Pretty awesome. Now let's glue these guys on the inside and then we'll do the ribbon tying. So on the inside we have 2 of these left and we have our bee. So I'm gonna go ahead, since I didn't do the best job of cutting him out, to trim away a little bit more of this white. And you can do this if you have the same thing happen to you, so that it doesn't look super off kilter with so much white at one end. You can just trim off with your scissor a little bit of the extra, and then it helps to make it look much more normal. So we're going to go ahead and lay these. This one's going to go here in this corner, and then this one's going to kind of line up with it. So we'll start with the corner one, and we'll grab our wet glue. I do want to make sure that it's adhered everywhere. So pull that back. We will lay this piece here. And then we'll grab this one and we'll place it. Sorry guys, I have all these tools everywhere. Okay. I always feel like I'm like the messiest stamper, but I think everybody gets messy until we're done with our project, right? Because we have all this stuff everywhere. Now we're going to do the same with our bee. We're going to go ahead and put a little bit of adhesive on the back of him. Grab my tweezer and lay him down here like so. Awesome. Now the inside is done. Let's work on this. So I have a piece of, the ribbon is about 11 inches here for the gingham. And I grabbed a piece about 7 inches of twine, and I'm going to bring it in here and I'm going to cinch it really tight. I'm just going to make sure that these are about even before I do my little knot. And I'm going to bring it up here, right to where it meets that daffodil paper. And I'm going to kind of give it a squeeze. That's why I said cinch, because see how it gets nice and tight. And then I'm going to do one more knot to hold it in place, if I can. If I can manage to cross my pieces together. I don't know, sometimes you get on camera and you're like, oh my god, I have to tie a bow, can I do this? And of course you can, it's just you get nervous, right? So we're gonna go ahead and make the bow nice and big. And this is the magical part. I hold the little knot in the middle and I just pull until I have a small loop. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. I'm just gonna pull till I have a small loop, and then I'm gonna play with it, get it in place here. Perfect. And when I'm happy with the size of it, which I am, I like when it's small like that, I'm gonna come in with my ribbon cutting scissors and I'm gonna snip that one and this one. And I'm also going to turn this sideways and I'm gonna snip these. Make this one a little shorter and this one a little longer so that you can see them. And that is that. Now comes the fun part of the card, right? I love the bling. That's my favorite part. So we are going to first get all of this distraction off of our area here. We're gonna put the Wink of Stella, which is part of our bling, and our Gilded Gems, which is the second part of our bling. So I'm gonna bring in my Take Your Pick tool again. This time I'm using the putty end, and we're gonna use these smaller ones this time. So we're gonna come in here, and I'm gonna put one in this corner, and one up here, and then we're gonna put one on top of this awesome hexagon here in the corner. So a guide that I like to use when I'm doing my bling is to kind of do 3. For some reason, 3 is really pleasing to the eye, so I like to do 3. And then I also like to do them in kind of a triangular pattern. So now I'm adding some Wink of Stella to the wings to make them really glisteny. I'm gonna put a little bit on the body also. It's hard to see Wink of Stella when you do a video. I don't know, it's just something about it, but in person there's sparkle and it's a clear solution that's inside here, and it has gold glitter and it just stays stuck and you don't get glitter everywhere, which is the amazing part, right? So there it is. I'm going to try and see if you can see it. I'm going to try and move it. Hopefully you can catch a little bit of that glistening. But that is it right there. All right, guys, that is our card. I hope that you have enjoyed watching me make it. I have enjoyed making it for you. I appreciate you watching to the end if you are still here, because that is awesome. Also, I don't think I gave the measurements for this piece, but the basic white is 2 by 3, and then the black is 3 1/8 by 2 1/8, which is a real thin border. So that is the dimensions for this part here. And then I use scraps of basic white for the hexagon. So thanks again for watching. I appreciate that. I'm kind of new to YouTube, so if you don't mind helping me out by giving me a thumbs up, a nice like on my video, comment, share, and subscribe. Also ask your friends to do that. Help me out. I'm trying to grow my channel. That would be awesome. I do blog every day at inkyhandswarmhearts.com, so definitely check out my blog posts. And you can get lots of inspiration there. And I am really grateful for you if you have stuck to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. You can check out my online store. All of the products that are available are located on my online store, and there is a link in the description below of everything I used to make this video. Thank you again for your time. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope that you will come back and watch some more of my videos. Have an awesome day. Happy stamping, guys. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts.